things that even a lot of challenger Volibear jungles
That was
don't
like
do. And one of the biggest ones
anyways, enjoy
is
watching.
keeping up stacks of your passive. There is no reason, if you're just doing a regular clear, not to start by a blast cone and auto the blast cone to get 1 stack of your passive and increase your clear speed there. And then also using your kiting of the camp across raptors and wolves so that you keep up your stacks when you're going between those 2 camps. If you just leash them out and then Q for move speed across mid lane and then use your E for long range to keep up the 5 stacks,
it's
it
pretty good,
greatly
though. Just
increases
full.
your clear speed. The passive is super underrated on this champ.
And are you mostly feeling the Sundered Sky into tank step build? That's what
I'm a Sundered Sky man every day of the week. Sundered Sky makes your Q crit for really big upfront burst damage, and then also so much survivability.
All right, so down in bot lane, nice little early trade there. Shopify obviously starting in lane with that deep lane ward. Looking to punish Ole, pushing him back pretty heavily. Started taking a pretty big chunk there.
No
much you can do.
So for the Immortal side, are you mostly just trying to stay in range of XP basically at this point?
Yeah, just get XP. I mean, these kind of lanes kind of suck. You do what you can, but you lose a trade 90% of the time.
Yeah, gotta wait and watch as they build up the big wave to push towards you.
Oh, all right, Zeyzal, nice hook.
That shit was mediocre. Should have been hooked.
And we have seen Tactical
Zeyzal's cooked.
times.
These niggas are challenger, I swear.
Not working out when he brought that out. And anytime you're having these kind of situations set up with the slow stack, we have to look where the junglers are. We know that Ivern is not going to be down there, so there's not going to be any sort of a dive.
This nigga already griefed the lane. He already griefed the lane, but Zeyzal didn't do anything.
XP basically. Punish Ole,
here, bro.
Him back pretty heavy.
Why did this nigga just walk up to Q? Is this nigga not dead on my screen? Just hook. We have hook. Oh, it's on quota. But he walked up again.
There.
Not much you can do.
So for
is this not a hook? Just hook?
Mostly just trying to stay in range of XP. Basically,
all of this is just hooking.
Yeah, just get XP. I mean, these kind of lanes kind of suck.
The mini wave is here,
but you lose a trade 90% of the time.
Yeah, gotta wait and watch as they build up the big wave to push towards you.
They get a decent one here.
All right, Zeyzal, nice hook, goes in again. Ole getting chunked out pretty heavily, and we have seen
less speed on the end.
Yeah,
he is now here. He's level 4
Nothing
on
happens.
the mini map over
it's too high
him.
HP. And they have
he'll
both
be able
their
to grab
sons.
that top scuttle, and
these people are too
pussy in
lane.
Zeyzal's gonna go in with the hook. Nice Q back from Ole. Ole
he's
though
still dead.
ignited, and he's gonna be going down. First
it's a double kill.
Grabbed pretty comfortably there.
Bots,
they push complete the tower. They're definitely gonna look. Zeyzal's gonna go in with the hook. Nice Q back from Ole. Ole though ignited, and he's gonna be going down. First blood. Grabbed pretty comfortably there by Boogie.
The top side.
Another good hook from Zeyzal themselves already too. Things are really looking up for that Shopify game plan of setting themselves up for a strong early stage of the game, trying to head off before the Azir and the Smolder get to scale. Honestly, I feel like they're going to be in a really good position to fight a lot of these team fights around neutral objectives towards the mid game.
So we asked Discord who was going to win every lane. That was the votes there in the bottom of the screen on the LCS Discord. Tactical Ole back to lane now, trying to fix that wave. There's so much for B-Boy to actually pick up here. He, of course, is going to be the one farming. Grab the early Swifty boots off this, as Castle narrowly avoids getting pulled back there by the chains. And Armeo going to have a little bit of work to do, try to get his team back in this, because bot lane looking really rough.
Damn.
Insanity's been pushing pretty heavily through mid and looking comfortable
you got
there.
3 more beats, bro. One more skill rotation. Don't die here.
But honestly,
nice.
You're not having
not
6,
even
doesn't really have to be too worried about anything. They know exactly where Armeo is thanks to that pink ward, and Insanity will just reset here, spend up his gold.
All right, everybody's favorite time of the game, grub time. At least the jungler's favorite time of the game.
He was in range. How surprising to go for that.
All right, it looks like Armeo is taking the grubs by himself.
I would have teased his ass.
Ivern stole one of them, so I mean he gets one, I guess.
Nice little yoink.
Yeah, you've talked a lot, Kobe, about how you always like to prioritize at least just getting one of those grubs.
It's because of the jungle item, so you get bonus experience on killing a major jungle champion, a major jungle camp, basically. And each individual grub, at least the first one that you get, will count for that bonus experience. So both junglers can get them off the grubs. but only your first scrub does give it.
You know what? They can actually do a dive here. Oh, if this dive works, it's over for IMT.
There's so many minions stacked up, and Boogie's already behind them. We'll see if Tactical can get out, but even if he gets out, Olay is kind of abandoned here at the turret, and they could just look for the Maokai. Boogie, we'll see if he wants to step forward, but at the very least, they've denied all that farm from Tactical.
Oh, no.
This is honestly really reminiscent of the TF game, where he was completely zoned off.
Yo, W setting up, bro.
Early, and it became
he doesn't know where
impossible
the
for him to
Iron
get
is,
back
I
in it.
guess.
He's more than
You have a
doubled.
war. You watched him
This
walk
is
past.
really reminiscent of the TF game.
He's not
where he
spotted
was
on that?
completely zoned off.
Yeah,
dove
so-
really early.
oof.
Boogie, we'll see if he wants to step forward,
Bro.
but at the very least, they've denied all that farm from Tactical.
Oh, no.
This is honestly really reminiscent of
Boom. We see him. Oh, that's fine. Just leave it over there. Hopefully it's not in the way. You can put it up here too. Bro, look. Boom. We spot the nigga.
the TF game.
Right here. We should be making the decision that this nigga is no longer here, bro. This nigga, we see the nigga on the ward. He's leaving. Where is this nigga at? This is so illegal. I would be hex flashing or just walking at this nigga.
Where he was completely zoned off.
But he just walked
dove
back and
really
forth for
early,
no reason.
and it became impossible for him to
They
get
can't
back
trade
in
on
it.
the tower
He's
like
more
that.
than double
They're too pussy.
in the farm right now.
Oh, no.
Oh, I mean, I guess you don't want to lose
Is that
HP
the
because then
comms
they
right
could just
now?
redive, but
That
I
bad,
don't
man,
agree with that
I
at all.
love the
I think
emotional updates.
there's like small
on
windows
the
where niggas
bottom
just
lane.
are AFK.
It's rough out here for the Smolder stacker. By the way,
And as a challenger player, like, or
right now,
literally our peak
almost 7
server
minutes in,
players,
and
like you should
Shopify
be
grabbed Dragon 2.
capitalizing on that.
And Shopify, the early game going very well for them. We have to
Especially,
take a look at
like,
the strength of schedule.
I'm
for
not
them
trying to
because
say,
their
like,
next 4
I'm better
games
than
after
any
this,
pro player,
assuming they could get a win
but, like,
here,
if I'm
are
seeing
obviously gonna
windows
be
where it's
very,
like,
very
bro,
important. We
you
are
won't
in
get
week
punished
5,
if you
going
punish
in
them.
towards week 6,
Or,
so
like, the punish
it's not
won't be
just
that
about
hard.
the record, it's about the strength
Unless
of
you
schedule
guys are
as
seeing
well,
something like
and
3 minutes or
quality
5
teams
minutes
are
ahead
ready
of
to
time,
play.
I'm not seeing where you just
there
let
it
this
is. So
stuff
they're
go
gonna have
away.
Dignitas next, Energy, 100 Thieves, and then C9. So Dignitas, feeling pretty beatable. Energy, 100
This
Thieves,
region's
Cloud9.
so
We have to see how these teams
cooked.
are going to be looking
So cooked.
after
I
the
wanna
break.
watch, like,
But those are all
update,
teams that are expected to be very strong. So honestly, pretty tough strength of schedule remaining here for Shopify. So it makes it an even more important win against Immortals.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I mean, the 3 of those teams are also only
Isn't
1
he?
game currently above them, so even more critical
Can I
to
smell
win
it?
those. So you can try and leapfrog basically in the ladder. And like you're saying, over the 2-week break, people are expecting
It's not
Energy and
horrible.
Cloud9 probably 2 of the biggest improvements, or at least supposed to make the
There's
most
just a lot of
the time.
downtime, people just farming and
Do you
shit.
think that if you're doing well, it's an advantage or a disadvantage to take the break, Afro?
If you're doing well,
Yeah. 'Cause it seems like everyone thinks it's an advantage if you're doing poorly.
I think it's good. If you're doing well, just having a break like that, being able to rehash over how your playstyle wants to go, your identity, always helps. Sometimes you do get a little lazy, I won't lie, because it's happened to my teams in particular, but for teams that aren't doing so well, it also helps. So
Yeah.
I think it's a positive for both sides. Just depends like how well your management, coaching staff, players value the extra time.
Makes a lot of sense. I mean, you're a player who is obviously known as such a leader on your team, and we have to cut this off as it looks like they're going to be zoning them off, potentially going to be looking for a dive again. Zazel not 6 yet, but Boogie is here, could fish with the Roof Caller, and a player who is obviously known as such a
fuck?
leader on your
All right, look. So the problem is that they're getting dove. They're about to get set up for a
team.
dove.
We have to cut this off as it looks
Now we see Ivern. They see Ivern.
like they're going to be
Tactical, stand right here, bro. Tactical, stand right here. Stand right here. W the wave. Q the wave. They
zoning
lose
them
so
off,
many
potentially
minions.
gonna
They
be looking for a
can't.
dive
They won't
again.
have as
Zazel
much
not
time.
6
But he's queuing. Like he's trying to farm normally when we need to be pushing this wave out as much as possible. Before they get set up to start doing this dive, we need to disrupt their setup. So their setup is the wave. We need to take out the wave, delete this wave as much as we can, use abilities and shit on the wave. Not crucial abilities, but like wave clear abilities on the wave to kill the wave, so they don't have as much time to do this dive. Now let's see how this
Boogie
goes.
is here, could fish with the Roof Caller, and
He
there
just
goes
walks
the
in and
flash
flashes
forward
on
from Zazel. He's gonna lock
Tactical.
up
Now
Tactical,
he has to flash away,
really
which
nowhere to
he
go.
just
He's
gets
gonna
hooked
have to flash
anyways.
out. The Ghost is used as
He
well.
doesn't even
Oh,
have
then
to.
Dawn. Boogie is
Bro.
here, could fish with the
Boogie
Roof
doesn't even have to
Caller, and
flash.
there
Literally,
goes the flash forward from Zazel.
he's
He's
gonna
gonna
have to
lock
flash
up
away.
Tactical, and Tactical's got
Now, this nigga Nautilus just walk right here and then hook. No matter where Tactical goes, we don't even care about hitting him no more. We just want to hit this hook after this nigga flashes. All we need to do is just walk anywhere away from these minions so it's not blocked, and like in this distance so it's long it's close enough that if he flashes, he just doesn't matter if he flashes.
Really nowhere to go. He's gonna have to
He
flash
got
out.
body
The ghost
blocked,
is used
and
as
then,
well.
what's his
The
name?
Dawning
Flashed out.
Shadow will
It's
get
fine.
the kill. Armeo arrives.
Armeo's here. It's still
but it
bad,
just might be
though. We
him
have no
dying
damage.
as well,
Azir's
as
coming in
Zazel's
a
gonna look for
second.
the
He
angle
has
on the
ulti,
hook.
though.
Mass
Oh
is
my
coming
goodness,
down
what's
here
gonna
now
happen?
on the Azir. We'll see
You guys
if the
still
roam can be
lose
matched
this.
from Insanity. Doesn't look
Just
like
push
it,
bot.
but they can't
Yeah.
even defend the tower with
They're
their
two
jungler down
together,
here.
like-
With gonna look for the got really nowhere to go. He's gonna have
Like-
is coming down here. Ghost is used as well. But the
Armeo's here,
Dawning
and our
Shadow
Azir's
will
coming.
get
We
the
want to do something,
kill. Armeo
but look where they're
arrives.
stacked. They're literally on top of each other.
But it just
They're
might
all one champion.
be him dying as well, as Zazel's going to
So,
look for the angle on the hook.
how are we even
Mask
supposed
is
to do
coming
anything?
down here now on the
Now
Azir. We'll
Mario
see if the
loses all
roam
of
can be
his
matched
HP.
from
trying to
Insanity.
set it
Doesn't
up.
look like it, but they
Pretty
can't
bad.
even defend the tower with their jungler down here,
Alright,
with
Mask
their
just
mid
clear
laner
this and
making the
then go back mid
roam.
lane.
It's Tactical going down again, spending both summoners,
I don't think we need to do
losing all the
anything else,
farm,
just-
and the Smolder's completely out of the game.
If I'm in the review after this, I will ask my jungler, where are you?
Help!
I mean, you're saying
please
jungler,
help,
but,
please.
It was like
Is Ole not
5
AFK?
seconds late on that dive, which is kind of sad, but he did choose the path top this game, which is kind of
That could be true.
I mean, that has determined the whole game. So, I mean, I kind of feel bad that we have you up here and you have to watch this brutal bot lane beatdown. But honestly, that is the whole game right now.
So you've been a part of some crazy comebacks though in your career. You know,
Yeah.
I think to CLG at MSI, you were a part of. How far down were you against RNG? It was like 13K or something like that.
Yeah, but we were winning lane at that time.
Okay, well, Matt's gonna be going for it. There's the ulti in from Volibear as he's gonna go over the top to get the kill on Insanity. So they do get something back. Maybe going to be able to get a plate or something off the back of this, but it is a glimmer of hope there for Immortals. But just talk me through, like, how do you stay positive in a game like this? How do you stay focused on what you need to do to win?
What, did they get out?
Fight here.
Hold
It
up, this-
looks like
it's
Boogie's
still
going to be
good for
looking for the
losing.
root caller. Can he find
Can we get
the
anyone? One?
lockdown?
Oh,
It's going to be a
good
flash from Olay, so they force out the flash. They will survive, but it is a kill. They
Get
do
the
get a
fuck
plate
outta here.
through mid with Mask, so they get a kill, they get a plate, they deny a little bit of farm. Immortal still trying to stay proactive. At the end of the day, obviously Tactical is totally out of it.
Tactical's
But you're
fucked.
down only 1,000 gold. So, what do they need to focus on from here to actually, make this happen?
It's kind of like having Cass in the mid. You just wait for 225 stacks, and somebody
Oh,
will be able to win the game.
Castle.
Oh, we got a
We'll
1v1
see.
here.
Fake God popping the Deathbringer, looking
Castle.
to try to get this
Burn his
1v1
flash
against
in, Castle.
but Castle sidesteps so much of it.
Hold
And
up.
now stepping forward with the Megan Arc, could
Castle.
look for an ulti.
Do it, Castle.
Doesn't want to risk flashing in, knowing that he
This
could
nigga
have that
horse.
flash response from Fake God. So it is just going to be a
Just
one
get his
trade
flash.
there.
Immortals got the classic, don't worry, we scale boys comms going on, but they actually do scale as long as they can keep their income on a reasonable pace. So they definitely do have options. Yeah, it specifically feels bad to be Tactical because of all the zoning, and to boot your Smolder, who doesn't get to stack as fast because he didn't have access to the minion wave. But they can definitely still focus on the same game plan. They have a really good team fight for later on.
I mean, it's tough because he's only got 47 stacks. 225 feels almost unrealistic for the game.
First ever 30-minute.
30 minutes is seeming generous at this point,
Oh,
man.
God,
Like,
what?
this is looking brutal.
Let's not hope for
It's
that.
not even that
honestly,
bad.
we should open up the chat and we should have a bet for chat. Or even just predictions. What do you think is the time, if any time, that Tactical will be able to get to the 225 execute?
What time does he get it? And is it tomorrow? Is it in his next game of Smolder?
Maybe a simple yes or no. Does he get it today?
I mean, it's tough because he's not only getting zoned off of these minions and losing stacks there. When you're this far behind, you can't even trade, so you're not stacking off the enemy champions, which is actually where you get a ton of your stacks. But Immortals here, over by the Dragon, going to be starting this up. Olay going to let the Nature's Grass rip here, just trying to keep them out. And it's just going to be used as the disengage tool. So Immortals do grab the Dragon. They avoid a fight, going to be feeling pretty happy about it.
Yeah, I mean, honestly,
That's pretty good.
Not having to worry about the Dragon stacking now, more time for the possible dream team fight scaling here. It's actually not that bad as long as you're not looking at it from Tactical's pop.
As long as you just squint a little bit and don't look towards the bottom of the map.
It's fine.
It's looking pretty nice.
Recovered.
Yeah, I think at this point I'm dropping bottom tower and just playing with my top side for the rest of the game.
Yeah. At what point, if any, do you think they should move him to a different lane? We'll have to come back to that as the ulti's going to be popped here from Fake
Castle.
God. Again, chasing after Castle. Doesn't look like it's going to amount to too much. Nice sidestep on the Q1. Q2 not going to land. Mom's getting called in the bot lane as we're going to have the TP coming down there. Azir going to be coming in. It's Armeo trying
Just
to chase
shuffle?
after them,
Nope,
trying to
he's
keep
cooked.
Zazel interested. But Shopify just back off. again, another play down towards that bottom side dissipates. No kills for either team.
I definitely agree with Afro though. Still looking at possibly dropping bottom tower here. Shopify are keeping up the pressure. Ivern's down here again. Zazel gets the shield and goes in.
Yeah, Mayo in some trouble. Sky Splitter's going to come through for the shield. Going to be able to back it out. And we'll be okay with Olay behind him. But again, it is Tactical on the run. Flapping his little wings out of there. As he is again going to have to watch this tower getting hit, missing out on farm. And the tower is going to be falling. Looks like they're going to move Smolder over towards mid. Maybe move Azir down towards bot, but there's not much of a play to be done here.
Thoughts on the static shiv for Senna first here, Afro? Because, I mean, he did quickly clear that wave.
Was surprising. As soon as I saw it go off, I was like, oh. But I guess it's for wave clear, so it kind of makes sense.
Yeah, just trying to prioritize that push, I guess, from this position. They're going to be starting up the Herald on top side. Fake God around here, and we do see Zazel's coming in, Boogie's coming in, Sandy is here as well. If
Tactical.
The hook's going to connect on Tactical, and he's just gone.
Wow,
yo,
now
what
you
is
see him, now you don't.
He's a magic dragon.
I thought it was Sandy as well. If I
Where's our wards? We have no vision. We don't see anything.
They're going to be starting up the Herald on top side. Fake God around here,
and
we do.
And then Tactical, bro. We have no vision, so therefore this area to the bottom. This area is dangerous for Tactical. My nigga. And you know that this nigga is up here by himself dolly. You get vision. So, bro, walk in the pit so you could get out or flash out. Like, what the fuck are we sitting in this dangerous-ass spot for?
You see, Zazel's coming in, Boogie's coming in, and Sandy is here as well. A fight could be breaking out. The hook's going to connect on Tactical, and he's just gone.
Wow, the magic
now you see
trick.
him, now you don't.
He's a magic dragon.
I thought it was an artist, not a magician.
Don't know why he was there, but all right, man.
He wasn't there for long. Don't worry.
No. I guess he just felt like he had nowhere to go. You know, he was getting zoned off the bot lane turret, walks up, trying to be useful on the map here, ends up just giving over another freebie. They do get the Herald, but they're going to lose the tier 1 mid. And it's looking really tough here for Tactical. 77 CS at 15 minutes is not where you want to be. He's at 56 stacks, so obviously it gets faster as the game goes longer. But I mean, I've even seen, there was an LPL game I want to say recently where I saw sub 20 minutes in pro for 225. So it can happen even in pro that you get those really fast benchmarks. But you know, at this current pace, it's like even being generous and knowing it's going to ramp up over time. Is it going to be a 35-minute 225? Is it going to be, you know, a 40-minute? It's like he's just not been given any chance to get any.
Well, they're giving him wolves right now, so
something.
He's going to get a couple off of the wolves.
Best thing I think IMT can do is just stall. You can't really make any plays off their top side, unfortunately, unless Shopify messes up. But you just gotta keep farming.
My boy Kadril in chat is predicting 26-43, I was told, for the stacks. Kadril, what are you talking about?
That is very
He's got
generous.
Like 10 minutes to quadruple his stacks.
I'm gonna go 29.
He's a believer. He's a believer.
He's got faith.
I'm gonna go no. This is not gonna get him.
Yeah.
I think Nexus Explosion.
Yeah, next game. Next game is when he's gonna get 225. Next time he locks in Smolder.
It's harsh, but honestly,
Harsh but fair. That's what we strive to be here on the LCS.
Oh, I found
got
another
the CDR
shrimp
boots.
level.
He's got the Essence Reverse. So he has a little bit of CDR in there. We'll see if we can find some way to scrape that together. Castle obviously doing pretty well on the top side. Master doing well in mid lane. Everything else is going fine, but it is a 3,000 gold lead now. Obviously, the problems in bot lane have bled over to the rest of the map. They lost that tier 1 bot. They lost the tier 1 mid.
I'm not tripping.
The objective's fairly even overall, and we'll see if Armeo can make anything happen here. Good look for the dive. There's the Mega Gnar coming out, and he's going to slam him into the wall.
Nice.
The turret's turned off, and there's no chance for Fake God. Easy dive there for Immortals.
that's some good old-fashioned volley bear right there. Love to see it. Tower dives made easy. You too, at home, can execute on this. Turn off the tower, go to your top laner, get that tower. Honestly, you know, it looks like the mental holding strong here for Immortals. So the best thing is to just keep feeding Wolves and Raptors to Tactical so you can accelerate the measly stacks that he at least has there.
Yeah, that's what they're doing right now.
At least get him some more. Good, yeah. Always give Smolder the Raptors for sure. Krugs are
So those
super
too
good for it.
precious for you?
I mean, I would give him literally everything that we possibly can in hopes that they can get that comeback.
And Volibear doesn't feel that item dependent. You know, you can be successful, I think.
He's early game champ. You know what? The time to shine is quickly passing.
Was 10 minutes ago. All right, well, on the other side, Senna, checking in on the stacks. Honestly, not that crazy either. 47 stacks there for B-Boy. They dominated the lane so hard that it was like they weren't even trading either. So I guess there is a little bit of a cost there for Senna because Tactical was just always getting zoned off. They weren't really interacting. So B-Boy has not picked up very many souls either. But here's the Sky Splitter coming down for our Mayo. As he fancies his chances in that fight. Just going to push Fake God back as Castle was in the area. And Fake God just kind of found himself on the weak side of the map. Dragon going to be taken on the other side. So Armeo just going to do his best to take away a couple camps, get what he can up on that top side, maybe put Dinar in a position where he could open up the map and buy some time for Tactical.
Honestly, I feel like it might be time for to check in with people who actually believe is there going to be this comeback for the Smolder Azir squad, because I don't think they're going to be super duper pressured, and they should be able to continue the farm. You got some bounties. Look, they got 2 bounties.
That's topside, man. Love to see that.
All right, well, we'll see. He's stacking it up very slowly. Unfortunately, we don't have the stacks on screen right now. I can check in-game. Let's get the update.
I got you. We got 109 for Smolder. And as you said, for Senna, too, only 50 for the Senna right now.
Yeah, so not a lot of stacks over on B-Boy's side, but B-Boy has gold, so that is working in his favor. Has the 2 items already completed here. Tactical level 10, so down in the experience as well, which always does hurt. You love having those damage abilities maxed out. 13 actually reasonably big power spike there for Smolder, as the W really does help with wave clear, and the poke in team fights is actually pretty reasonable.
And it's kind of interesting, again, Bloodsong Nautilus here for Zeyzal. It did get a really, really popular in solo queue because obviously the support item was just research.
You love having those damage abilities maxed out. 13 actually reasonably big power spike there for Smolder, as the W really does help with wave clear.
Obviously the support item was just super busted.
Zeyzal going to be looking. There's the TP coming in, and Armeo's in trouble. The depth charge going to connect. Nice buffer on the ulti to immune it, but Insanity is behind him, and the Unending Despair going to get cast. Meganar into the wall for Insanity, but there's no
Where the
damage
fuck is
here
Ole,
for Immortals.
man?
It's 2 free kills on that bot side. Can they
do have
get
5
anything
people
more
here.
off this? They're just going to be pushing up towards that tier 2.
You can't even
They
get
have
mid-tower
no
in
wave right
time.
now. There's no dragon there, so no big objective looking like it's going to come off the back of this.
I mean, it's good waves management from
I'm asking why are we
from
down here at that
Immortals. But like,
caught out of position, nothing to play for. Usually you want to play with your Azir on top side more so than having your playing against with your Gnar. So that was just a little blunder by Immortals, but they're still sticking.
Another bump in the road. It's okay. Just keep on chanting, we scaling boys. We scaling boys, we scaling.
This
Tactical
HUD
139
looks
now.
like
He
garbage.
was pushing mid while bottom lane
Or
was
am I
dying.
tripping? Like, this is bugged out.
Mid so you can farm
The corner up here is bugged.
I mean, it does start to
Nothing-
ramp
it's
up.
saying
It starts to
nothing
ramp up
here. I don't
quite a
know
lot,
what I'm
but
looking-
still,
it's just a
you
bunch
need
of
another
black.
100 in the next 6 minutes if K-Drill is going to be
I don't like
correct.
black.
Pedro might be right. I'm gonna be honest, guys.
You think 106
People,
minutes?
color.
He's going fast.
That's
all
optimistic. I
that.
mean, I guess if he gets every jungle camp,
The race is on.
maybe it's rigged. We'll see.
I do like the adaptation that people have made in the build too. With the Sojin on top of the Essence Reaver. It's kind of the middle ground between the two
Between
builds.
the full tanky build, yeah.
You saw at the beginning.
Yeah, I've always preferred the Shojin Rush myself. I think when you are going to do this build, I still think Shojin first does feel really nice. I don't think the champion really has a lot of mana.
I mean, if we
issues.
could have got a
Shojin just
Sharima
has
shuffle
more of that CDR
into
to get the stacks
Volley
coming out
Bear, that could be
earlier.
good,
The early
but
HP also
Insanity's
feels
not
quite nice.
insane.
It's just so hard to auto attack on this champion. I feel like the full auto attack based builds, full crit builds and stuff, never really made that much sense to me because he's so squishy and he's so low range. So having the extra HP feels pretty nice. I've seen some people doing obviously like Shojin, Triforce, and things like that too, but seems to be more popular in solo lanes.
Yeah, I remember when Smolder first came out, everyone was confusing him with an auto attack based build. More so than having the spellcaster.
Yeah.
But as soon as I played one game with him, I'm like, this is a
How are you supposed to auto attack on this champion? It is really, really hard. And Shopify up towards this top side. Boogie just hanging around. Has been pretty annoying around these tier 1 towers, just threatening wraparounds, trying to cover his laners, both in bot and now in top, so they can push up, slowly work away on these towers. If you are on the Immortal side, is it mostly just defensive vision that you're trying to maintain here, for Ole? Obviously, Zeyzal's been pushing forward. He's trying to get that vision line up. What are you trying to do here for Ole?
He cooked.
More
He's
on the
cooked.
defensive aspect, I would have... This is how Immortals should have been playing the whole game, as like playing defense, because I don't think they really have too much in the early game, even though Volley Bear is not too bad. but their Smolder Maokai needed protection. So what they just did right there, where, you know, Maokai groups up with Volibear, gets the vision down, and just defends the play that Shopify is going for, is how they should have been playing most of the early game.
That's probably true.
Ivern coming down, but Castle aware that he could be there. As Fake God just clearing this out. Did go Profane Hydra as the rush has become incredibly standard there on the Aatrox. So easy to burst people down to that half HP, where you then get that bonus damage on the activation. And really does ramp up the damage so much, especially with that Deathbringer auto if you can get it into.
Yeah, especially because they have an Ivern and a Senna on the team too. Really helps out any sort of front line going full damage.
That makes a lot of sense. Zeyzal could look for the hook here, but there's no one really around, so it wouldn't be much of a punish even if he hits it. Boogie now clearing out that vision around the Baron. There's one more ward in the back of the pit. He sees it. They're going to be able to get that out of there. Zeyzal clearing out more of these wards as well. The empowered plants, honestly, it feels like it makes it a lot harder to maintain vision control, though, you know, from the offensive side. You're having those extra plants to try to clear things out, as Castle's just been steadily pushing away in these side lanes, building up a pretty nice CS advantage. He's about 40 CS up at this point, and that pressure through the side lane has really been buying some time here. You know, now that Tactical, obviously, he's had the 125 stacks for a while, you have the AoE on your Q, that helps you really ramp up how quickly you can actually stack this.
Yeah, this is the point where I'm glad I'm on picked the Immortals draft. Both solo lanes have prio. Smolder's just got to relax, farm it up, and it's a pretty good spot for them.
So what do you think Shopify has done wrong then? Because the early game went so good for them, but you know, you're looking at the farm now, it doesn't feel like there's much of an advantage in the bot lane. You know, who cares? You have the extra Last Whisper, Smolder's scaling. You know, what should they be doing to actually try to get themselves into this game and accelerate it?
I think it's all on B-Boy and Zeyzal. Yeah, they got the bottom tower, you know, pretty early. Zoned them off, got the mid tower right after, but after that, it's just based on movement. Like, you have to play your bottom lane, somehow get them to top to take the tower, but they did that, what, 4 minutes ago? When they should have done it probably 10 minutes ago.
Also, it's kind of funny that it's a Chemtech soul, which is, you know, effective when you're low HP, but they're playing against the Smolder, who just executes you when you're low HP. It's like, oh,
wait, that's
great.
not fair. Stop it.
Nice Dragon Soul. One of the least effective already, and then it's even more ineffective versus Smolder.
They can get the Dragon Soul, but Smolder has an Elder Dragon built in.
Yeah, and I'm kind of on the Cagel train now. It's almost 25 minutes, but Smolder's at 2:04.
Oh, okay.
Tactical is close. Cagel's got it kind of locked in.
Yeah, I mean, they've been donating him so many of these camps, and he's been farming pretty
Don't touch those chickens.
undisturbed.
You better
for a
leave
long
those chickens.
time. Getting both sides of the jungle. It feels like he's getting the chickens. It looks like he's running straight out towards them, so probably going to be able to get that. That's about a minute 30, and he might be right on point. We'll see if he's going to have that prediction correct.
What was the exact? He had seconds in there.
It was like 26:40 or something like that. And I think he's going to be pretty damn close. Shopify finally do take down that tier 1 top here. The hook going to be landing on a match. There's the depth charge.
Nice.
The flash forward from Ivern roots him up, gets that shutdown, and now I think it's Baron time here. They're going to be heading over to it. You can see Armeo trying to push out mid lane. Tactile trying to get his 225 stacks off of these Krugs. He's not quite going to get there. He's very close. He desperately wants to get it. We need to hit a couple more abilities. There's the Root Caller going to be landing onto Olay, and they're going to try to turn it around onto Armeo. Sky Splitter coming down. Mom gets called, and Ivern gets cooked up there by Tactical. They get the shutdown, and that is huge because that means they can't actually go to the Baron. They buy the time for the 225 stacks to come through here as well.
He's literally 224. One stack. One stack. He's literally waiting for Cagel's exact time for the seconds. Actually, he beat it.
26-14. 26-14 for 225.
Oh my God.
Honestly, I'm pretty impressed with how terrible the game started.
He brought
the
it
fact
back.
that he's been able to bring it back, and yeah, I mean, he's not even really behind that much in gold now. He just got the shutdown, and they have bought themselves the time that they need. So he's going to be relevant. Well, he is still down almost 2K in gold, so you know that's pretty relevant. But at the end of the day, when you get 225, you're feeling good, and he's got a pretty heavily scaling team. That just felt pretty overambitious, I have to say, from Boogie going over the wall there. I don't even know if he meant to. Like, he hit the Root Caller, he hit the Q, went over the wall after it. I don't know if that was like a misclick or if they thought that they could turn or if there was some miscommunication there, but Ivern dying meant that they can't actually go for the Baron at all.
After you kill Azir, who's their long-range poke, the enemy team, I mean, they have to be basically on top of you to do anything to stop you, so you just want to pull them in closer. Going over the wall a little ambitious.
All right, well, Fake God potentially in some trouble. He's going to flash out. Does have the World Ender pop, but he's just using it to run. Armeo going to flash follow here, and it's looking like he might just get chased down. We'll see if Castle has a flash of his own, and he's going to go right over the wall. No way out here for Fake God. The Sky Splitter claims it there, but a Shopify onto the Baron. Was that even worth it? You're down in bot lane at 27 minutes here. They're going to try to go in. There's the smite to secure it. Ole going to look for the fight as Castle arrives in the backline. Mom gets called over the top, trying to soften them up. And the 225 stacks, you can see it on those HP bars. There's the first kill for Castle. And it's Mask now flashing forward after Insanity, but Insanity flashes out himself. Armeo arrives. It's another kill going their way. And a good dodge there on the hook here from Tactical. He's just got to wait for the rest of his team to corral them, and he can step forward, get these kills. Zazel channeling the Hex Flash is going to go in, but there's nothing for him to do. It's an ace for Immortals, and they have pulled this game back.
Man, this game is so dog shit.
Tactical acquires a bounty on his head as well. Smolder has arrived. Oh my goodness. All right.
Shopify going to be able to grab Soul very likely off the back of this. There's no Armeo. There's no real chance to steal this away, so they get Soul, and their hope's still alive now in this game.
That was the complete opposite of the last team fight, where they just stayed together, grouped up, and I mean, Insanity just cleaned up.
Yeah. Wait, when you're all
Stacks, it looks like.
yeah. I mean, if Immortals don't just
Where their backline opens up.
For a turn, we'll see if he can actually find the right hook, as it's only Armeo stepping forward, but he gets crushed by the Hwei damage over the wall. When you're isolated, that QW does so much damage, and that Baron getting low now. Armeo's going to have to go in pretty soon here if they're going to try to look for a steal. But Castle on the side, charging up that Meganar. It's a hook in from Zazel. They've caught Castle. Can they burst him down before he megas out? They can. Castle's just gone. The Nature's Grab here. They're going to try to look for a steal, but Castle on the side, charging up that Meganar. It's a hook in from Zazel. They've caught Castle, and can they burst him down before he megas out? They can. Castle's just gone. The Nature's Grass comes through from Ole, but it does nothing at all. The Baron has leash, but not that much. Mask has to run now. Tactical, though, could harass them over the wall. Can he get these Qs down? They need vision for him, and they just don't have it as Ivern brushes are after the dies. There's, you know, they have the flash. That means absolutely PP is pretty risky. He's going to get rooted up by Hwei. We'll see if they can find an angle. In goes Castle. Castle flying into the back. Oh! Across multiple members. In comes Mom. Ole in the back line as well.
Front to back, front to back.
Immortals who are falling. It's Immortals who are on the run. The Dawning Shadow going to claim the
Come on, Tacky. Come on, Tacky.
Trying to make it happen all by himself here as Armeo is chasing after Zazel. May be able to get this one kill. We'll see if they can get anything else from this, but now they just need to buy time. They could even threaten a TP into the base here. It's going to be a TP back to the Elder, though. They're going to claim this. Shopify will get the Elder. No by Fake.
Center.
That's
they don't have jungle.
insane.